So guys, now that we got our rectangle to come in place, we wanted to put the characters or whatever we want to say here. I will pick the text tool, click inside and write essential, and try to position it just in the middle. Come to align and position it in the middle. Is it cool enough? Not really. We need to make it smaller. We go to character and let's make it, for example, 58. Will that work? Cool. Let's make it 55. Now that's okay. Then we will duplicate this one, take it in the middle, double click and write motion. Now motion is small, so we'll make it bold. We go to the font and make it black and just hike it up a bit so it just fills the rectangle. Now we wanted to duplicate essential again and take it down, press shift and double click and we write graphics. That's okay. We make graphics a bit bigger, just a tiny bit. Now I want to draw the lines in between. I will click over here and then over here, and we have a line of 6. That's cool. We put the anchor point in the middle. I will duplicate the line, Control D, hold it and press shift and take it down. Cool. Now we want to animate the text layers with the lines in a pre-composition. I will choose all the layers. I want to take them to the pre-comp. Right click, go to pre-comp, write 03-title text. Click OK. Coming over here, we want to trim our composition. I will use the region of interest and trim it just enough, not bigger. And we say composition, crop comp to region of interest. We come to the beginning, or after 1 second, let's say, we select all our layers, press P, keyframe all the positions. Let's take this one up to see them all. Come back to the beginning and take essential and move it this way. Now what I will do here, I will select the layers and enable motion blur and in the comp. So I adjust them quite nicely here and nothing is showing. I will move this one outside and motion to this side. Cool. And graphics to this side. Then we come to the shape layers. The 2 shape layers, one will come from the other side, the right side, for example, or the left side. Okay, and the second one will come from this side. Let's look at our animation. Not bad. Of course, we want the lines to come after. That will be much nicer. Not bad. It's working fine. Let's go back to our main comp and see exactly what we have. Okay, now we need to determine where the text is gonna come or when. We'll move it behind, and when the rectangle is already small or getting small, we want the text to start. So actually it will start just over here. Okay, now we have done our animation. Let's play it. Not bad. We can make it start together. Okay, I noticed that it's a bit slow. So what I will do, I will come back here. Let's see all the keyframes. Select these keyframes, the last ones, and bring them a bit in. Let's go back. Is it better? Actually, it is not bad. Now that we have created this animation, we're pretty happy about it. We want to reverse it. We want to take it out of the screen. How do we do that? Now, obviously, if I want to start playing with the layers or changing the keyframes, it's going to be very tedious. The best way to do it is to use time remap. The first thing is to pre-compose, meaning I want to time remap this layer and this layer together. All of them have to come out. I will right click and say pre-compose. Let's write 03 title and we say it together, for example. That will be nice. Cool. Now we want to determine how long this animation is taking. Right? If you come to 2 seconds, 3 seconds, maybe at 4 or 5 seconds here. Okay, at 3 seconds the animation is almost over. Let's give it 1 more second. Press N and trim the comp to the work area. So now we have a 4-second animation. Is plenty enough time. We can manipulate this one. We could not manipulate the 10 seconds. It would have been too long. Let's go back to our main composition. Play our animation. Let's take the work area and a bit more. Let's take it to the end. It's okay. And here you are. It's working very fine. Now I want to reverse it. To reverse it, I will select the layer, right click and go to time. Enable time remapping. Now what is time remapping? Time remapping is playing with the time of the composition using the timeline of this composition. So I have here a comp or whatever. I have a layer here that has a time remap, and we are going to reconfigure this time according to this timeline over here. Let's look at time remap. It says here it starts from 0. If you scrub down, you notice that the time is growing until it will go to 4 seconds and 1 frame. Notice after the 1 frame it's blank, and that is very important. I'll show you why. Because at the end here you really cannot come to the end. You notice the timeline indicator goes to the end. In this case, because we have graphic, we can just pull them out, so we fill also this missing frame that After Effects put always at the end. In this case, if you have a video, maybe you cannot do that, but in our motion graphics here, you can just pull them till the end. You've seen what I have done here. Just take it and pull it to the end. Cool. If I come back here, I have continuity because now it is 4 seconds and 0.1 frame. Cool. So the time here on the time remap is going from 0 to 4, and on the timeline of this composition is going from 0 to 4. Now what happens if I take this keyframe and move it to 2? Okay, so the keyframe is at 2 on this timeline of this composition, but the time remap of this layer, it goes from 0 till 4, and that's pretty amazing. It means we really speed up our animation. It becomes much faster. Now also I can remap it, instead of 4 make it 6 or 7. Now it becomes much slower. So notice now in 7 seconds on the timeline of this composition, you are playing 4 seconds from this layer or this pre-composition. It's much slower now. Cool. So what I can do with that? That's very easy. Let's go to 4 and take our keyframe and 4. So we have 4 and 4, right? Very easy. Like, let's play it. You notice in 4 seconds, my layer is gonna play 4 seconds. Cool. What happens if I come to 7 seconds here and make it 0? So if you go backward, notice what's happening. It's coming in and out. So from here, it will come out totally, because the time remap is telling you go from 4 seconds to 0 seconds. It's like going backward here. Okay guys, so on this side I will go from 0 to 4 seconds, and the time remap will go from 0 to 4 seconds, but arriving here I will go from 4 seconds to 0 seconds, and I remapped everything, and it's so easy and so convenient to use. Also, I speed it up. It means that the 4 seconds going backward or removing the animation, I remap them to 3 seconds. I can also remap them to 2 seconds, for example. And this is the power of time remap. You really need to work on it. You really need to get used to it. Something very important here. Time remap will give you a keyframe in the beginning and in the end. If your composition or the layer here has a time more than this composition, then you will not see the last keyframe. The rule is always keep the layer that you want to remap shorter in time than the main composition, so you can see the last keyframe even if it's over here. Now there are several tricks that you can play here, and it's very nice. Let's take these 2 keyframes and bring them here. Just want to show you some tricks that are very important to learn. I will come over here. So this keyframe is what? Is 0. If I come another second, I can make it just for fun another 4. So we write 400. So now it's 4 seconds. Now this is what's happening. It comes in very fast, then stays there, comes out and comes in, and stories like this. So imagine you're doing not a title in, title out, but you're doing another kind of animation with stars that you want them to come in and out. You don't need really to replicate the layers. You can just use time remap to play the layer again, or the pre-composition again, and it will give you some amazing effects. Thanks very much for listening. I hope you learned about time remap. Please, I know I have been very brief. I would explain more about time remap, but we are going to use it so many times. If you have any questions, post them in the Q&A section, and I will be very happy to answer you. Thanks, and I will see you in the next lecture.